Right.
Fantastic. Well, thank you guys so much for having us. Real quickly, Wendy, who do we have on the call? Can you give me a range of who's all we're talking to?
Absolutely. So when we had first spoke, Scott, I know I had told you about our various grants. Today we have them all with us. So we have K
Awesome.
through 12 educators, we have arts educators, we have history educators, ELA, special education. We have everyone from band to drama to choir to music. We have the gamut of everyone with us today.
Fantastic. Well, very nice to meet you all. Please do not hesitate to ask questions. We will not take your hour. We'll probably take about 20 minutes and then just open it up for any questions that you may have. Definitely, we have Catherine on the call who has a ton of experience in the education space, as well as, oh, look at that, novel effect is magic. I love it. Melinda, thank you. We're done. We're out of here. That's what you're going to hear from us. It is absolute magic, and you're going to really enjoy it, for what we can bring to educators and the students in Kentucky. So what I'm going to do here very quickly is show a little bit of a presentation, a little bit of background, probably 5 minutes, and then Catherine's going to do a demo, and then I'll kind of wrap it up, and we'll answer any questions. That work for everyone? Okay, so here we go. I'm going to share my screen here, and then, so let's see here. Tell me if you can see this presentation. Can you see the presentation?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay. So, here's the current situation. This is all from, some research, and you guys are fighting the good fight every day to help this. We know that American students are struggling to read at their grade level, and we've seen it through the pandemic that the divide is getting worse, and the challenges are, especially in math and literacy, are really, really challenging out of the pandemic. We also know from this very, very long study that said reading aloud to a child is the single most important activity for eventual success in reading. We all know read alouds absolutely work. But we also know that only 50% of children have read alouds more than 5 days a week. A lot of this is happening, in the school space, but then it's not carried, sometimes not carried at home, or we don't have the time enough to be able, or to be able to keep those kids focused and engaged in the classroom to get those read alouds going. So we know it's unbelievably important. So what are the challenges? Keeping students engaged, inspiring those children to read, the screens. We know I have two boys myself. Trying to get those screens out of their hands is an absolute challenge. So we have something that is on the phone, but it is not actually on a screen, meaning you don't look at the phone. You actually put the phone down and it listens to your voice. So what the Novel Effect app is, it's an award-winning app. We just won the American Association of School Librarians Best Digital App Award of 2022. It responds to your voice. So it's going to listen to your voice and respond at the exact right moment throughout the children's book that you're reading with interactive music, sound effects, and character voices, making read alouds your students' favorite part of the day. And I want to just kind of break, before we go into a demo with Catherine, here's the thing. The interactive music, sound effects, and character voices come from our librarians, our sound designers, our musicians, and our creative folks we have on staff. It is not AI. It is not some push button and some computer generated. We literally have our librarians and educators pick the books. A lot of them are recommendations from teachers and educators and librarians who are part of our customers and are out there every day in the classroom saying, these are the books we're reading and these are the books we want. We have our sound designers and our educators read the book, figure out what the genre, sometimes we even talk to the authors about what they're trying to communicate. We even have authors star in some of what we call soundscapes. And these guys produced interactive. There are our own music, the sound effects, the character voices. It truly is magical. I mean, we have our sound designers sometimes going out into the woods and recording the howling of coyotes and birds with their microphones to get those sounds to create these magical soundscapes. But ultimately, the way it works is when you pick a book off your shelf or on Sora or Libby or Overdrive or wherever you get a ebook or a physical copy of the book that you're going to be holding up and reading to your classroom, you basically go to the app, find that book, and say, start listening to me. You put that phone down and you're reading to your classroom just like you would normally would, and it's listening to the words that you're saying from the book. And when it does, it will respond at the exact right moment. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing. Do I have any questions before we do a little quick demo? Oh, and that's Melinda, absolutely. Great advice is connect it to a Bluetooth speaker and put it in the back of the classroom. You are going to have your kids go absolutely bananas. So I'm going to go. Can I ask everybody besides Catherine to go on mute just so you guys can hear? Zoom sometimes doesn't make it the easiest thing, but I'll go ahead and hit and let Catherine demo.
Awesome. Thanks, Scott. Also, before we end this, let's remember to show them the awesome book activities as well that go along with our soundscapes. All right. So hi, guys. I'm excited to show you this. As it was mentioned earlier, I'm a former teacher. I loved using it in the classroom. It was my students' favorite part of the day, and we hear that a lot from our fans. So I'm going to show you how it works. So I'm just opening. Oh, I have to unblur my screen here. Let's see. All right. So I've opened the app, and at the top, we actually have a carousel that shows our newest release soundscapes. And so these right now will feature Halloween titles, fall reads, Diwali as well. If you scroll down, you'll also see collections that are curated by our librarian on staff. So for example, this carousel features bullying prevention titles. We have fall titles as well, spooky and scary, authors we love. So we have a bunch of different collections that are timely and seasonal. And if I want to find a specific book, I just click at the top and I'm going to type in the book I'm looking for. So in this case, we are going to read Giraffes Can't Dance. And you'll also notice that there are two titles up here. We also have this book in Spanish. So we're adding Spanish titles weekly. We have, again, someone on staff that speaks Spanish and does those soundscapes for us. So I'm just going to click on the book, Giraffes Can't Dance. And you'll see this little music note here, and I'm just going to click that and we'll hear a chime. And once we hear that chime, that means that we can begin reading. Now, you'll also notice the little microphone down here that it's already responding to my voice with voice recognition, but I'm not reading any part of the book yet, so we haven't heard the music start. All right, Giraffes Can't Dance. Another cool feature is that you can start at any point in the book. You don't have to start from the very first page. So I'll start here. And this year, when the day arrived, poor Gerald felt so sad because when it came to dancing, he was really very bad. The warthogs started waltzing, and the rhinos rock and rolled. The lions danced a tango that was elegant and bold. The chimps all did a cha-cha with a very Latin feel. And 8 baboons teamed up for a splendid Scottish reel. Gerald swallowed bravely as he walked toward the floor, but the lions saw him coming and they soon began to roar. one of my favorite features about Novel Effect while using it in the classroom is that you can also manage student behavior, ask comprehension questions, have conversations with the kids, and you'll notice the music is looping, but it won't continue the soundscape until you continue reading in the book. So I'll show you, I'll skip ahead a few more pages and we'll hear it pick up where we left off. He threw his legs out sideways and he swung them everywhere. Then he did a backward somersault and leapt up in the air. So I'll stop there.
Captain, can you go to the buckle at the knees?
Yeah. He was very good at standing still and munching shoots off trees. But when he tried to run around, he buckled at the knees. So what do you guys think?
So every week, our sound designers and musicians come up with about 5 new soundscapes that they publish. We have nearly 1,000 of the most popular books, and releasing them new every single week. It's really just a magical experience. If you want, I'm going to show you a couple other things. I'll go back to the deck. But right now we have a 4.9 review rating on the App Store with nearly 5,000 reviews. It really is. I love what somebody said, magical, because that is the single most word that people describe when they talk about it. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Any questions on how somebody has a question about, do we have chapter books? We have a couple chapter books, and we also released the first chapter to Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. We're trying to figure out if you love that. I love it, Kayla. You just laughed about that. So that is one that people really were asking for. It was the #1 book people asked for. But what we found is they were doing like first chapter Fridays. So we're trying to figure out if we do more longer books, but the first chapter as older kids start to read. Okay. So let me go ahead and share my screen again. Here we go. So just to let you know, we talked about the AASL award. We started on Shark Tank a number of years ago, but we won a number of awards and continue to win them. It's pretty awesome, as you can see. It is pretty magical. If you, I'll send out a couple of these links. If you look at our social media, if you join us, you follow us on TikTok or Facebook or any of them, or Instagram, you're going to see all these like teachers posting all over about their magical read alouds, and it's really super fun. I won't go through one of them right now. I'll make sure we have some time. If we do, I'll show you a couple fun ones.
That's actually how I first heard about Novel Effect when I was in the classroom. I saw it on Instagram. I saved it to my highlights because I was like, this is so cool.
It's awesome. So, teachers, they call it magical. A couple of these call outs are pretty fun. I love the principle. So we do have, I know Wendy's getting subscriptions through your grants, but we have basically individual subscriptions for teachers. But really what's happening is our schools are subscribing, where all teachers and librarians and volunteers and substitutes can actually use it unlimited. It's actually for a very, reasonable price, which is great. So, you talk about it includes vocabulary and comprehension, love of reading, helping those most reluctant readers. I know we have some folks who work with special ed children. That's what's awesome. There's going to be an article that's going to come out in Smart Brief, hopefully in the next couple of weeks, that talks about how Novel Effect can help bring out even those learners, those struggling learners in reading. Especially, we have a really wonderful story about one of our ambassadors who was working with a child who they couldn't get to read aloud for 2 years. really just did not want to read aloud. They couldn't assess them at all on their reading comprehension. Well, one time they brought in, she tried out Novel Effect, and the therapist started reading to the child, and the child was like, oh my God, that is cool. Give me that, and kind of grabbed the book, but started yelling out random words. And Novel Effect wouldn't react because you have to read what's in the book. And the child read what was in the book, and the teacher and the therapist and actually our ambassadors started tearing up and kind of had to turn away from the child because it was the first time in 2 years that they heard the child read aloud. So it's just some of these most amazing stories that can help the struggling readers.
And Scott, I'm going to interject really quick. Another feature the teachers really like is that you don't have to read every single word correctly. Novel Effect has technology where if you're reading most of the words and the sentence is correct, it will still trigger. So if you have an early reader who, may be missing a couple words in the sentences, it will still trigger the sound effects.
Awesome. A couple of things on our research, the results that we've seen. 9 out of 10 teachers say books are more engaging. 8 out of 10 said that the kids are more confident reading and comprehension is increased. And 8 out of 10 kids, and this is what we love, asked to read more. Because our whole mission of our company is to bring teachers and parents together to read aloud, and ultimately about creating a lifelong love of reading. That's our goal, and that's our mission statement. So this is where I was going to show you a couple other things around some learning resources that Catherine was talking about. So let me see if I can pull this up here. So the first thing I'll show you here is, this is just some of our reviews that you can see here. Just scrolling down, my favorite part of job is reading stories.
Wait,
I found out.
Can't see that.
Oh, you can't see that? Okay,
Yeah.
let me stop share, and then let me start sharing real quick again.
As he's doing that, a fun way I enjoyed using it in the classroom was having parents come in for mystery readers. And it's really great for those parents that may not feel the most confident doing a read aloud, especially using, all the fun and silly voices. So it's a great way for them to also engage the students. It's also fun for a literacy center. So I've heard of some teachers using headphone splitters and students doing partner reading to read back and forth to each other and hearing the sound effects in the headphones. All right, go on, Scott.
No problem. So here's just, if you scroll down to some of the things that you guys were saying around just the reviews. I mean, amazing, love it. There's an audience concert. I've started using it, love it. Kids love it. I mean, I love this app. I teach second grade. They absolutely love it when I read them the sound effects. I mean, this is crazy. I've never seen an app with this type of, parents and teachers just absolutely saying, I love it, magical. So really cool. But one of the things we wanted to show you was that we have free resources that you and your teachers can leverage right under resources. Here are book activities. These are free book activities that Catherine and the other educators on our team create for you. So, here's our 31 days of Halloween read alouds. And you can basically get these activities. And here is one for Nigel and the Moon, which people are reading right now for Read for the Record day. So you can see, Catherine, why don't you talk about these, and I can scroll through it.
Definitely. So right now we have free activities on our site. They're differentiated, generally pre-K through 5th grade in each packet. So this would be one for Nigel and the Moon. That is all about a student's dream of what they would like their career to be. So they're standards based. There's also usually craftivities, which is my favorite part at the end, which are great for bulletin boards, but they help extend the read aloud and bring some of the standards into your lesson as well. We have created hundreds. They're not all on our website yet, but they will be soon. And it's just a great way to extend the lesson and get kids thinking about the read aloud. So there's usually like 20 activities in each pack. He could keep scrolling and scrolling. We also have different collections of book activities. So the previous page he was on were for our Halloween activities. And I think there are about 20 different packs on there that again are totally free and able for you to access. Even if you wanted to access them today, you can just go to the resources tab and find them under book activities.
So the last thing I'll just show you is our website. If you ever have any questions, you want to see videos, we have a site for educators, for schools, resources, the Soundscape library. The app is for iOS and Android, and we're also releasing now for Chromebooks. But that's where we are right now. We have blogs, we have an on-demand webinars. We did a webinar with Peter H. Reynolds from The Dot. He loves Novel Effect, and actually he stars in one of his books in the Soundscapes. And we're doing one with Josh Funk tomorrow. So we do monthly webinars with a lot of authors. And then there are any questions you have. The last thing I'll tell you is just the way Matt and Melissa Hammersley, who are the CEO and the Chief Product Officer of Novel Effect, the way they came up with this product is they were about to have at a baby shower for their daughter who was about to be born, and they asked for all the people who came there, friends and family, to bring books. And not, actual, other gifts. And when they did, somebody read aloud and did a magical kind of reading where they started making their own sound effects and character voices as they read aloud. And Matt said, wow, that would be amazing if everybody could do this. And 3 months later, they quit their jobs, sold their house, moved across country over to Seattle to get closer to some technology hubs over here and started this magical company. So that's Novel Effect. It took 24 minutes, 4 minutes more than we expected. What can we answer for you with Catherine and myself on the call here?
You may have answered this already because I joined a little late, but I had been looking at Novel Effect over and over and trying to find a way to connect to the computer. Is the only way to get a Bluetooth speaker and connect with your phone?
Yes, it does not, unless your computer is doing, replicating the sound. It is in order to, the actual application is on your phone or on, iOS or Android. So the projection comes from your phone. We have a beta right now for Chromebook. So I'm expecting it within the next month and a half to release it, but that's the plan.
All right, thanks.
And Amanda, I see for your district, if you want to be a part of the beta program, please let us know. You can just go to our website and contact us and say you were on a webinar with Novel Effect and you'd love to be part of the beta. We'd love to have you.
We also have a question about costs associated with the app.
Sure. So for individual teachers, it's $39.99 for the year. That's unlimited, everything that you see, all the unlimited use of all the soundscapes and the activities and everything, $39.99 for the entire year. And then for schools, it's $4.99 for all teachers, all librarians, and substitutes. You can add and subtract as many as you want throughout the year. It's really, really affordable. We don't do any true ups or raising prices or anything else. It's just a standard fee for a school. If it's your district, what we do is just however many schools, and then we give a discount for district pricing. Does it work with books that are already done by Novel Effect, or does it work with any book you open? Only the books that we are already done by Novel Effect, because they are made by musicians and sound designers and our librarians and educators. They are not AI, so it is done by that. Now, if you have a book that we don't have on our app, let us know and we'll see if we can get it into our pipeline. Where
How do you know what book is on the app? Like if you pick up a book, how do we find out this one is on the app or that one isn't?
you just go into the app the way Catherine was showing the demo. Right at the top, there's a search, and you can search it. Or on our website, if you go to resources, our Soundscape library, there is a link, and you can have it's like a Google sheet that we update every week, and it has kind of the ISBN numbers and all that stuff. And we're enhancing our search to where you're going to be able to put the ISBN number and the barcode and stuff, but that's not there yet. So you just type it in right there, and you can see all the books that we have, and any other books that you want, let us know. And also the activities are also under resources. So resources will be your friend. That on our website, noveleffect.com, resources. What are there any chance you expanding to higher grades anytime soon? Okay, so I'd love to know when you say higher grades, we actually have, so the Atlanta Public Schools and 53 of their elementary schools and as well as middle schools are subscribing to Novel Effect. So it really does span, we do have a sweet spot, kind of the pre-K to third-ish grade, but then, okay, so the question is high school. We are doing those first chapters of some chapter books. We have been asked to go higher and higher. To be open and honest, I don't know if we're going to go outside of high school from a special ed or English as a second language yet, beyond those kind of first chapters of those chapter books. But we're always, looking for feedback. And if you have other thoughts and ideas, we'd love to hear them. How long does it take to get a book on Novel Effect after requesting it? Really, it depends on the popularity of the book. If it's one of those books that we're like, oh, we should have it on our app, from the time we say, yes, we want to make it to where it's published in the app, you're probably looking at around a month to 6 weeks. But it really depends. I mean, we do have a lot of books that definitely people want, and but we have we really start with the most popular ones and the ones people are using in your curriculum. What else? Can we search? We hear you mentioned first chapter Fridays, and we'd love to hear more about that. Harry Potter is a great place to begin. Can we search by interest level? Interest level. Not sure I understand. Does that mean like grade level? Is that what you mean?
Or standards, perhaps. I know the search feature is something that we are working on, so that teachers are able to kind of pinpoint the criteria they're looking for, whether it's age or grade level or topics. We don't have that yet, but
yeah, right now we have basically collections. So if it's like Halloween, you select on Halloween, or holidays or something like that, those will come up, those in those blue boxes. But search right now is, you can search ebook if we have an ebook in the app. For that specific book, we have the Soundscape and the ebook that you get as part of your subscription, or you can put in the name or the author, but we are expanding that to all different types of genres and stuff like that. Yeah, Halloween is kind of what we call our Super Bowl month, because Halloween everybody reads for Halloween. So if you're going to get started on it, make sure you get it for Halloween, because we have Room on the Broom and creepy crayons and creepy carrots, and it is just magical to do. And we have a bunch of contests where we're giving away a bunch of things for people who dress up and read Novel Effect. Once app is downloaded, do we just pay for a subscription educator right there? I've never paid for an app at this point, so it's new to me.
Scott, I'm going to jump in on that one.
Okay.
Before anyone starts downloading or purchasing this on their own, this is something that we are going to purchase for you all. So just so you know, this is something that we believe in heartily. We see the value, we see the excitement. And you all know that we wouldn't bring it to you if we didn't believe in it. So before you start going and purchasing the app on your own, know that we want to do that for you on behalf of the grants team. So we will be sending you more instructions and more information on that purchasing process. Again, we love bringing and showering you all with these great, amazing things to enhance student learning. And we feel like that this is, Scott and I've had this conversation. We feel like this is one of those things that will do just that. So please don't go out and purchase this on your own just yet. So we will be bringing you that, this is one of those things, this tool that we want to put in your toolbox as well.
I saw a question about gift subscriptions on here. Scott, do you want to cover gift
Well, two things, Wendy, I hope you don't are okay with this. If you download it, you can just skip any places that say pay, and there is a free tier that you can just go ahead and play with, and so it's not part until you start you get the subscription. So it doesn't give you access to everything. We do have a company, we got to pay our sound designers and musicians and everything to make a living. So but you can download it and use it for free until Wendy's all set up and ready to go and getting you subscriptions. And then Catherine just mentioned we do have, you can buy a gift right on our website under plans, whether it's parents or educators, and you can hit gift. And if you want to buy it for anybody, anybody at home or for home or whatever else, you can gift it. And we actually have a gift bundle going on right now, which is awesome. It comes with 2 books, curated books for specific ages. And that gives you a great way to start too, for not yourself, but somebody else. What else can we answer? Can you access the free resources now? Yes. Just go to under resources. But as Catherine mentioned, you will have, hopefully you'll get a subscription, and that will unlock access to all the resources when you come in. Wendy, I hope you're seeing, I think that everybody is very excited about getting a subscription. What else can we answer for you? You have us at your beck and call. I already had purchasing on my to-do list, so thank you, Robin. That's funny. I love it. Wendy, anything that Catherine and I can share with you?
This has been absolutely great. And again, this is just one of those, again, another tool, another resource. We did want you to see it. It's one of those things that, sometimes if we say, hey, we purchased Novel Effect for you, sometimes if you don't see it, you kind of lose the magical value. Scott, there is one thing that if you will share just the hidden, the superintendents or the guest readers that they had come into the room that they didn't know that Novel Effect was open, and it kind of shocked them or startled them as they were reading.
Sorry, they didn't know it was open?
Yeah, they didn't know that the app was existing in the rooms, and they were starting to read.
Oh, that's right. This is the best. If you're in your school and you have your principal just come by for a read aloud, have them just sit down. Don't tell them about Novel Effect. Don't tell them that you have a speaker in the back of the room. Just have them read and have the phone just right next to them. They will freak out and they will love it, and the kids will love it. And it's unbelievable. We have so many pictures. It's so funny. It actually becomes either a teacher playing a little bit of a joke on the principal, or the principal playing the joke on the superintendent, where they go and they're like, what happened there? And it is really magical. Also, when you're in your auditoriums, when you're doing parents night, when they're there, you can do it in front of all of them, and it truly is magical. And I got to tell you, I'm going to send you a little link to one of the videos, which is really wonderful, that the teacher talks about the magic. But we also have the whole genre of picture books that are some extremely emotional. Where's the one by, here's Going Places that Paul Reynolds did. I also have the one, excuse me, where's the one? We also have Everybody Poops. They got that one also, which is pretty funny. I can't find, but is the one by, what's the one by Greta Thornstrom?
Greta and the Giants.
Greta and the Giants. Oh my God, if you want to cry, like read that one. The music is so absolutely beautiful and they just got it exactly what she was going for. So
Our Class is a Family. That
Oh.
one made me cry because it was, a book that you read right before summertime when you're about to leave your kiddos, and that one really touched me. So
yeah, so if you wanted some tears shed, that's another way to do it.
Well, thank you both very much. And thanks to everyone who showed up today. I didn't give you too much detail because I didn't want to spoil it for you. Sometimes we like these little surprises just to see who's going to show up. And then we gift you these lavish gifts like a subscription to Novel Effect. So thank you for being here. Thank you very much, Catherine and Scott, for your time today. I am putting your session evaluation in the chat. And I will send out an email to everyone who fills out the chat, further details about getting your Novel Effects subscription. So thank you. And please do take what Catherine and Scott said and go ahead and download, and you can go through the free subscription app. But we will be in touch with details for your full access subscription.
And I put a little TikTok in there in the chat if you guys want to watch it. It's like a 90-second video of a teacher in the classroom using it. It's really awesome. And Wendy, they're calling you're like Oprah. So
Yeah, and let me say something here. While I've got 120 of you on here, I want y'all to know Wendy is responsible for your programming for each grant. So she researches and really digs behind the scenes to find the very best of the best, and she absolutely does listen to you if you send a suggestion to her about something that you may need in your classroom. So it's all hats off to her, and it's no longer an Oprah moment, it's a Wendy moment. So we're not doing any more Oprahs. We're not doing that. It's Wendy moment. So, but again, she deserves, yes, she does rock, Scott. And so I will be talking to you about the budget. So that's my part. So I'll be getting with you on that. But again, Wendy does look for things that will benefit you in your classroom and will ultimately impact your kids. So that is amazing. So hats off to her. But great seeing all 120 of you today. So fantastic.
All right. And we're getting out a little early. This never happens. So enjoy it, because tomorrow night, I think Charge Group, you all have 2 sessions with me. So you all have a great evening. Thanks, Catherine. Thanks, Scott. And Scott, I'll be in touch with you very soon.
bye, guys. Thank you.
Thank you all. If you all need anything, I'm going to be on here if you have any questions. I know some of you all have sent me some questions about invoicing, that kind of thing. So feel free to stay on if you need me for anything.